fucking overtime! What the fuck, baby? New York is fucking back!
Knicks are here, baby! The Knicks are fucking here!
Hello, folks. How the tables have turned. Looking into the standings in the Eastern Conference, the Knicks are now 12th place. Outside the play-in. As a Knicks hater myself, I am very happy to see it. Look, it's not every day that I get to make videos like these. Actually, it is. I can make this video tomorrow if I want to, because the Knicks will still be in 12th place. And that's what's so funny, because a lot of people were talking about the Knicks being a perennial playoff team for once. The first time they make the playoffs in a decade, and already people are talking about them being a contender. I can't contain my laughter, folks. This is hilarious. The Knicks as a contending team. When is the last time the Knicks have contended for anything? I mean, I guess you can refer to the finals that they made in 1999, but that was a lockout season. Any team in the East could have made it to the finals that year.
Does New York Knicks run New York City? Bing bong!
The reason why I'm so gleeful today and why I'm cheering and smiling from ear to ear is because I called this. I legit called this. The Knicks, if you don't remember last season, had an all-star in their team. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Knicks fans want to forget. Julius Randle was an all-star last season, I know. Time flies when you're having fun, but it also does when you're suffering. Now, the Knicks, oh my goodness, the Knicks. In late August, one of the first videos I published on this channel, you can go back to it, I dared ask a question that many Knicks fans were very appalled at me asking. I said, was Julius Randle an all-star last season?
So at the very least, over the last 2 weeks, the New York Knicks have been trash. Period. They're a disappointment to me. They're a disappointment to Spike Lee. They're a disappointment to season ticket holders that they charge exorbitant prices to come and watch them play. And it starts with their leader, Julius Randle. He ain't getting it done.
It was a genuine question. I wasn't sure because he's not that guy. I knew that from the get-go. It didn't matter what he did last season. I knew for a fact, looking at how he plays, looking at how much of a fluke that season was, that he was not that guy. And I was proven right time after time after time over the last 3 weeks. Oh, it's been beautiful to watch. The Knicks played the Lakers on Saturday, and this clip resurfaced recently with Julius Randle going off on a video coordinator. And this is just a pattern for Julius, as he's been seen just throwing outbursts out there and just being sensitive all the time. It doesn't look good. The Knicks need to put a stop to this. I think Julius Randle himself knows that he's been in the wrong here. And for those saying that video coordinator doesn't know how to play basketball, there's no point in listening to him. He's a 6'10" former basketball player himself. So, yeah, shut your mouth. And by the way, that take of you can't talk about basketball if you've never played in your life, get that out of the way, okay? Throw that to the bin. Stop it. I would consider myself a basketball fan, a basketball aficionado, but I've never played a professional basketball game in my life. And that's the thing. A lot of people can say the same thing. They have the love, they have the passion for basketball. And I'm pretty sure most people would rather have Ernie Johnson talking about the game than Charles Barkley. I'm gonna just say that much. But I think the finger needs to be pointed at other people too, though. Julius Randle may be one culprit, but Leon Rose hasn't done a good job in the offseason last year. I mean, getting guys like Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier came at a cost of their defense that they had last year. Derrick Rose being injured definitely is a factor. But when you look at the coaching, I mean, some of these rotations make no sense. And why in the world is Thibodeau not playing Cam Reddish more minutes? This is perhaps one of the most confusing parts of this team.
It's his first stat as a Knick, grabs the rebound, brings it up, drives, goes inside, reverse, it's good. That's a way to introduce yourself to your new teammate.
That's the only highlight I could find of Cam Reddish playing for the Knicks, because Thibodeau just doesn't want to play guys that he's not familiar with. He always elects to play guys that he thinks are going to win. But at the same time, it's taken him so long to play guys like Obi Toppin, and guys like Quentin Grimes should have played a long time ago. I mean, this is just another display of Thibodeau's incompetence, but that's neither here nor there, folks.
Tell me a little something, KD. Don't you regret not coming to the Knicks? Don't you regret not coming to the Knicks?
Speaking of which, let's go across the bridge to Brooklyn, as I don't think KD's thinking too much of the Knicks right now. He's got his own problems.
KD took to Twitter saying this: Steve, since you decided to use ESPN to push your personal agendas, I'm sure your minions will run with this story for you, but if you believe this is what my career is defined by, then you're just a flat-out hater. It's going to be hard to box the god in.
Did KD just call himself a god? Okay. You know what? Let's just ignore that for a second. But the Nets, they're in trouble. They are spiraling. 2 weeks ago, they had the first seed. As of January 22nd, they were 29-16. And now they've lost 8 straight. They are the 7th seed because now the Raptors have leveled up and have won 6 straight games. Yes, we're currently smoking on that Charlotte Hornets pack. You know, it reminds me of something that I heard on TNT a couple weeks ago.
I'm not talking about this dude anymore.
Right.
Whether I just hope they lose.
He had a season high 27
I just want to know. I just hope they lose.
The oracle that is Charles Barkley. I mean, who would have guessed it, folks? He got it right. I mean, they have been losing ever since. I don't think they won a single game since then. Actually, maybe one game, because this was like 5 days before they were 29-16. So I'm pretty sure they won at least one game. But now, with all this losing, they are in hot water. All eyes are on James Harden, as people are reporting that he's not happy in Brooklyn. Apparently, he may get traded before the deadline. And despite what I said in my previous video talking about the Harden-Simmons deal, it may actually happen. I'm actually not sure anymore. Like, these reports are sounding increasingly more valid by the day. And James Harden is clearly frustrated.
The Brooklyn Nets are in trouble. They lost to the Sacramento Kings. And after the game, here's what James Harden had to say for himself.
I think it's everything. A little bit everything.
He said it's everything. Everything is broken with the Nets, Jalen.
Why does this sound eerily familiar? If you're a Rockets fan, I think you know what I'm talking about. Harden might actually dip. He might actually get traded. It's gonna be a weird season if that happens, because I'm hearing more and more people say that if Harden ends up in Philadelphia, the Rockets may have actually fleeced the Nets in that trade for James Harden, which is not something that I ever thought I'd say. Now, another thing that I never thought I'd say, the Raptors are half a game ahead of the Brooklyn Nets. If you looked at the Eastern Conference standings a month ago, you would have never guessed this would happen. All it took was 6 straight wins from the Raptors, 8 straight losses for the Nets to even things out within 2 weeks. And now you have yourself with a cluster mess of a situation. Our bench has been pretty terrible this season. And so Nick Nurse has been forced to play a very small rotation relative to the amounts of players that other coaches would play during the season. Most coaches would elect to play 9 guys, 10 guys. Nick Nurse has games where he plays at least 6 guys, at most 8 guys. I mean, you don't see too many games these days with him playing over 8 guys. It's really stunning. Chris Boucher has been the one great bench player that we've had that I really am glad to see. I made a video 2 months ago talking about Chris Boucher and how I think Yuta Watanabe should take all of his minutes. I know, man. It's really ridiculous looking back. It's a pretty hot take, and a stupid one at that, as it aged poorly. Utah's barely playing any minutes. He only plays garbage time now, and Boucher has been playing lights out for us on both sides of the ball. If you've watched my channel long enough, you'd know that I have a few bad takes out there, and if you want to see all of them, or at least the ones I think are good enough to show, well, go to my channel page or go to my playlist section and click on the playlist called Bad Takes 2022. You'll see every video that I try to update regularly, and you'll see a lot of my bad takes. And I'm curious to see how many bad takes I can do this year, because if I do enough of them, I could make a compilation, and I'm pretty sure you guys would enjoy it too. Just like the Raptors have been winning lately, things have been going well on my end. My YouTube channel has blossomed into a channel now that has 500 subscribers. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. Holy snap. I can finally post on the community tabs now. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. Pascal Siakam has been awarded NBA Player of the Week for the Eastern Conference. He's been just playing at a high level this year. He's become a reliable secondary ball handler for the Raptors this season, and boy has he notched up the assist numbers. 4.8 assists a game last week, with 24.5 points a game and 10.8 rebounds a game. I mean, isn't that sensational? Shouldn't he be an all-star this year? I know. Like, It's insane, but at least we got one, folks. We've got one.
What an effort tonight. Look at he's what he said. He goes, I'm a player, coach, and parent. And I just, do not foul.
Just announce it.
No, yeah. Let him announce it.
Let's just announce it.
Go ahead, brother.
Let him announce it.
All right. Your last
Miles
reserve
Bridges
from the Eastern Conference, from the Toronto Raptors, Fred Van Vliet.
Oh, congrats.
Well
Fred.
deserved.
Well
Fred
deserved.
Van Vliet.
Freddie is he's just so underappreciated to me by the league. You know, I think he's maybe the most underrated player in the game. He can do it all. I mean, he doesn't get the credit for being, he really is like a lockdown defender. He's a big shot taker and maker. He's able to manipulate defenses with his skill set and his IQ. And, you know, those type of, when most players can do those type of things, those are the superstars in our league, you know. So I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves. He's tough as nails, you know. I've been proud to watch him, you know, to watch him develop and continue to get better and better and just lead his guys.